The League On is here on beIN Sports.
Neat left foot, getting it by Sergio Rico. It's the Express halftime show here on beIN Sports, and Real Madrid running away with this one. 3-0 lead at the break. And we don't just have football here on the channel. There's so many great shows to look out for. We have the Express Extra coming up, the Locker Room, the best debate that you can find anywhere in football. That's at 7. Athletic Club has been a tricky spot for the Blaugrana to go to and play and get a result. So some brilliant matches all across the week from the Copa del Rey. We'll be right back. We still have highlights from the 3-0 drubbing of Real Madrid coming up after this quick commercial break.
Suddenly he has so much more energy. I can't believe it. It's definitely a turn on. It's like the guy I knew 10 years ago suddenly showed up again.
He has passion and drive again. It's incredibly sexy.
How are men over 40 enjoying more passion, energy, and vitality than ever? With a powerful man-boosting innovation called Nugenix. Powered by Testofen, a key ingredient shown to help naturally increase a man's free testosterone levels. Excite to 369-369. Clinical results show men report significantly higher energy levels with Nugenix. More satisfaction with muscle and strength. More stamina.
He's trim, tight, really terrific.
Feel like the man you used to be with Nugenix. Complimentary bottles are not available in stores. To guarantee yours, text EXCITE to 369-369 now. That's EXCITE to 369-369.
This is a national healthcare alert from the Health Hotline. If you, a family member, or a loved one suffers from knee pain and have Medicare as your primary insurance, we've got great news. You could qualify for a pain-relieving knee brace at little or no cost to you. Get free delivery, and all the paperwork is handled by our accredited suppliers at no charge to you. If you're on Medicare and have knee pain, don't wait. You may qualify to immediately receive a pain-relieving brace at little or no cost. Friendly agents are standing by 24/7 to help you. Call the Health Hotline right now for details toll-free. Our friendly representatives are standing by now to take your call. We also have other pain-relieving braces available for shoulder, ankle, and your back. You may be eligible to receive these items and more at little or no cost to you as well. Call right now for details toll-free. Our friendly representatives are standing by now to take your call. Call the Health Hotline now. You could qualify for a pain-relieving knee brace at little or no cost to you. Call the number on your screen right now.
Sooner or later, you're gonna see an open road. Open your garage, step up, and get back at it. The MotoGP, World Superbike, and Moto America seasons will be back, starting in February on beIN Sports.
A look inside the Bernabeu. It's the Express halftime. Real Madrid with a 3-0 lead over Sevilla after 45 minutes. And let's take for the home side. Sharing some pleasantries there. Zidane and Sampaoli, and here a giveaway. Mercado, a poor pass, putting Nzonzi in a difficult position. And it's the Colombian who has a world-class strike with his left foot. He's always going to put it on the left. And when he cuts in, he gets the space past Mercado. Rami can't get in the way, and it's angled beautifully. And to score against the goalkeeper at the near post from outside the box, it really has to be struck absolutely to perfection. Then the open header from Rafa Varane from the corner kick. Inexcusable from Sevilla as they started out so slowly. Remember, Sampaoli said that he was going to look to dominate possession. Good luck so far. Then the rather questionable penalty leads to James from the spot. It's a brace for the Colombian as he sends Rico the wrong way, and it's slotted in beautifully by James, who looks to be in great form. We'll be right back. Still so much more on the Express Halftime.
Why are you checking your credit score?
I think we could finally get a bigger place.
Charades?
Yeah. Let me check my score, too.
Try Credit Karma. It's free.
Check out Credit Karma today. Credit Karma. Give yourself some credit.
I'm just a guy who wants to buy that truck.
And I'm just a guy who wants to sell him that truck.
So I used TrueCar. They told me what other people in the area paid for the truck I want.
And because we're a TrueCar certified dealership, I already know the truck you want, so we're on the same page before it even gets here. It's fair.
And it's fast.
Look good?
It's great. This is how car buying was always meant to be. This is TrueCar.
These women will give it all in a quest that sets to thrill, and only a few will have what it takes to be on top of their game. Don't miss out on all the live matches of WTA on beIN Sports and beIN Sports Connect all season long.
Tomorrow, football, basketball, and tennis on beIN Sports. Copa del Rey from San Sebastián. Athletic Club versus Barcelona. Middle Tennessee at Rice. WTA live from Australia. The Brisbane International Day 6. On beIN Sports.
Looking for a daily football fix? The Extra has your back. Tune in Monday to Friday to catch the best goals, the hottest action, the most insightful analysis that spans the world of football from Madrid to Manchester.
Since they haven't had a sporting director, they've won 2 Champions League.
Great to have you here for the Express Halftime Show. A look at all the numbers you'd be interested in after 45 minutes. A bit surprising, perhaps, to see the possession at that mine, but obviously the number that matters most is that one on the left, the number 3 for Real Madrid, and a big 0 so far for the Andalusians.
It's your TV. Take it with you. With DirecTV and AT&T, stream live TV anywhere, data free. Join DirecTV today, starting at $35 a month. No extra monthly fees.
Forgive us for what we've done. This town has too many secrets. Miss me?
Too close to home. Returns. Check your local listings. On TLC.
Stop! Living with hair loss, that is. Losing your hair is no fun, and no one wants to be bald. But there is hope.
Getting my hair back was the best thing that ever happened to me.
I'm happy with the way I look now.
I'm very excited about my hair.
I feel beautiful.
I love my hair.
Hair Club offers all proven hair loss solutions backed by our commitment to satisfaction guarantee. If you're not 100% satisfied with the solution you choose, Hair Club will apply the purchase price to another proven hair loss solution or transplant more hair at no charge.
It was the best thing I've ever done.
It looks good on me.
Call in the next 5 minutes to get your free brochure at no obligation. It will tell you everything you need to know about your hair loss problem, and it's free if you call now.
I am more pleased than what I had even imagined.
I at least look, I would say, 5 years younger.
I'm 52, and I look better now than I did when I was in my 40s.
I feel great.
And that's not all. The first 100 people who call will also receive $250 off any hair loss solution from Hair Club. Call now.
Criticising certain aspects of his performance tonight, especially the way he's been getting his yellow cards out, and perhaps also for the penalty given in Real Madrid's favour in the closing moments.
Yes, I think it was the wrong decision. I like him. I think he's a good referee. I think he tries to let the game go on, tries to keep the match running, which is what you want as a fan and as a player. So I think he tries to do a good job. You can't get every decision right, and that one just before half-time I think was wrong. I don't think it was a penalty kick, but Real Madrid were already flying at that stage.
The only problem really for Sevilla is that they were starting to edge back into the game a little bit, weren't they, after going 2-0 down, before being caught by that penalty that James put away with such ease. But of course 3-0 down, despite the fact that they know they've got 90 minutes coming up next week in the Sanchez Pizjuan. But it's a different story. They've got to attack Madrid in the second half, but they've also got to try and clear up a bit at the back. And Sampaoli's made one change. Ganso has been replaced by Pablo Sarabia. What do we expect that to mean to Sevilla face the second period?
Sarabia's been key this season. I think he's one of the players under Sampaoli who's really come on alongside the likes of perhaps Vitolo and certainly Steven Nzonzi. For me, he's been one of the best players in the team. He's really helped out in defence. He's become stronger. I think he's been brilliant this season. It doesn't surprise me at all that he's come on. It surprised me that he wasn't in the starting 11. I don't think Ganso played particularly badly. Sevilla just generally played badly in the first half. It certainly wasn't Ganso's fault. He did pick up that yellow card, of course. That maybe conditioned things slightly. Sampaoli, obviously, he doesn't want his side going down to 10 men. But Sarabia, he's a wonderful footballer, and doesn't surprise me that he's come on.
Well, Mateo Laoz, the target of a certain number of jibes on the social media, as we said. Main criticism being the number of yellow cards he's got out. Mariano, for example, after the penalty, I think was in his rights to at least have a word with the referee about it, but Mateo Laoz wasn't having any of it. Meanwhile, back to the action. Carvajal finding Luka Modric. Is Toni Kroos?
I think it depends, Simon. I'm with you. I think he had every right to complain, Mariano, because it wasn't a penalty kick, but especially it depends slightly which words you choose. He may be within his right to complain, but he's obviously not in his right to say certain things to the referee, and we don't know exactly what was said.
Absolutely. Certainly one aspect of this referee's, he likes dialogue. He likes to explain his decisions to the players. Perhaps monologue rather than dialogue. Meanwhile, Steven Nzonzi. Carvajal stays with him. Casemiro helping out, taking a tumble. But the referee feels there was no foul play. Throw in favour of Sevilla, who, if they're going to get back into this tie, you'd think they'd need to get back into it sooner rather than later.
I think the key for Sevilla now in the second half is to get an away goal. Not to concede anymore, of course, and to get an away goal. That at least gives them a glimmer of hope.
This is Marcelo. Morata waiting, and I think he didn't quite realise that the defender had slipped. It was Mercado who lost his footing, and really Morata had time to control the ball and then pick his spot or leave it for James. It's the through ball from Kroos to Marcelo.
Look at this cross from Marcelo. It's just stunning. He's such a good crosser of the ball. He's running almost full pelt down that left wing, and he picks out Morata absolutely perfectly. Like you said, Morata had 3 options there, and he chose the wrong one. It was a poor effort. Had plenty of time to have controlled it and didn't do that.
Let's see the response from Sevilla. Well, that's better. Just dragged wide from Correa. But at least they've forced Kiko Casilla into diving for the ball. He didn't get a touch on it. The ball was always going wide. Here you can see it again.
Well, this is certainly what we expected in the first half. If you're back home now, tuning into this second period, you missed the first half. This is what you'd have expected to see, but it's certainly not what we saw in the first 45 minutes. Real Madrid absolutely dominated the game. Sevilla came back into it slightly when they went 2-0 down and had a couple of opportunities, but Real Madrid were absolutely fantastic. Sevilla basically did nothing. They couldn't get the ball out of their own half. Real Madrid's pressure was insane, absolutely brilliant. But in this second half, it looks like it's a bit more end-to-end, which is certainly what we thought it would be in the first.
The chance for the next 40 minutes or so. Here's Marcelo. Got some power behind it, but he was leaning back and just spooned the ball over Sergio Rico's crossbar.
Well, he's up for this one, Marcelo, isn't he? Wearing the captain's armband, of course, in the absence of Sergio Ramos, who's injured, misses this game alongside Pepe. And he's up and down that left flank, this time cutting inside and getting a shot away, just leaning back and sending it over. But playing well, Marcelo. He looks like he fancies a goal.
Well, he's enjoying a magnificent run of form this season and over the last couple of seasons. Yeah. Just gets better all the time. Typical bouncy, pacey, enthusiastic Brazilian fullback. Much happier in his opponent's half than in his own, doing defensive duties. But crucial for this Real Madrid side. So too is Carvajal, who's really forced his way into Zidane's plans. Is Varane the scorer of the second goal. Toni Kroos, first time, and very nearly finding Marco Asensio. Opportunity for Sarabia, bundled off the ball by Morata, who receives the applause of the Bernabeu for tracking back. Seems like he might have hurt himself a little bit there, actually, Morata, in the intent. Carvajal again wins the throw-in.
Pablo Sarabia, of course, former Real Madrid. He went up through the youth ranks at the Santiago Bernabeu. Here he comes up alongside a player that I'm sure he'll know from that time, Alvaro Morata. Good strength, though, from Morata on that occasion, just purely stronger than Sarabia, and comes away with the ball.
Neat footwork there from Marcelo. Asensio, back to Marcelo. Little dink over the top towards him this time. Adil Rami had plenty of time to put the ball out of touch. Didn't even consider for a second trying to play the ball out there. And it was probably the right decision. Marcelo to take the throw. Gets it back from Modric. Bit of a loose one. And Rami was up for it. And finally it falls to Nasri, now Nzonzi. Sevilla with more options here. Here's Correa trying to get it away from Nacho. And Nacho shows plenty of strength to protect the...
He tried to just thread that ball through the gap. The weight on it would have been perfect, but the direction just slightly wrong. But as you say, wonderful build-up play from Real Madrid, coming out with one-touch football from the back, just making it look so easy.
Nasri to Sarabia. This is Mariano. Nobody there waiting for the return ball. Nacho protecting it under pressure from Nasri. Well, Sevilla have come out with a better mentality, I think it's fair to say, in this second half. But certainly that last move that you've just commented, not something we automatically equate with Real Madrid. That controlled, short, quick one-touch play from their own half. Usually we've been used over the last few seasons to seeing Madrid with a more vertical, direct style. Nice to see. Is Nasri now Sarabia. Back to Steven Nzonzi. Beginning to enjoy a bit more possession on the ball, Sevilla. They shared it, according to the stats, 50-50 in the first half, but certainly in terms of territory, most of the action taking place in the Sevilla half. That's a good steal again from Asensio. Now Morata hammers in acres of space. Asensio once again. Support from Toni Kroos. Now Luka Modric. A little bit of a loose one there. Cleaned up by Iborra.
Don't often say that, a loose pass from Luka Modric. He's been absolutely exceptional this season. And that was a poor pass from the former Spurs man.
But Sevilla's possession broken down quickly. Here's Toni Kroos. Dani Carvajal running at Escudero. Escudero standing firm. Carvajal keeps the ball in play. Here's Modric. Morata. Now Vicente Iborra looking for Nzonzi. Carvajal doing well. There's just so much desire in this Real Madrid team. Marcelo's cross. And Morata got a touch to it, but not enough.
I think you've hit the nail on the head, Simon. There is so much desire. It's something we mentioned earlier in the game. Every Real Madrid player looks like they want to be out there. Every Real Madrid player looks like they want the ball. Every Real Madrid player looks like they want to score. They're just really enjoying their football. And I mean, it's not surprising they've gone 37. It'll be 38 games after tonight, unbeaten. They're favourites to win just about every competition at the moment, and quite rightly they should be enjoying their football, but you can really notice how much they're enjoying it and how much they want to perform well for Zinedine Zidane.
Yeah, absolutely, because it's not an easy 11 to break into if you're not one of the first choice players. And, well, certainly we're seeing that this evening, a highly motivated Real Madrid side. Talking about players with desire warming up there, we just saw the young striker Mariano Diaz, born in Catalonia, in Badalona, but from the Real Madrid youth system. And, well, he's certainly enjoying himself playing in the Copa del Rey this season. Scored a hat-trick against Cultural Leonesa in the second leg, just before Madrid went away to Japan for the FIFA Club World Cup. And, well, he's certainly forced his way into Zinedine Zidane's plans. Let's see if he gets some minutes later on.
Both these sides came into this game with big wins. Sevilla also smashing Formentera, the small island just off Ibiza. An aggregate of 14-2, beating them 5-1 in the first leg and 9-1 in the return.
Marcelo avoiding the corner, needing some help. In the end, he didn't get it, but he does win. What, a free kick in favour of Real Madrid, I think is what's been given. Marcelo questioning the resulting kick. Winning it in the air, Morata, and Nzonzi gets the better of the rebound. Is played back to Rico, who clears it quite wildly. Casemiro finding Modric. Now Toni Kroos. Steven Nzonzi powering away from them. It's a good ball too. Casilla off his line, and Correa couldn't quite get the touch he needed. Good work from Casilla, but you always run the risk of just mistiming it when you storm out of your box like that and getting in all kinds of trouble. But as you can see,
timing is absolutely key, and He's got this spot on, Kiko Casiri. He's done that on a couple of occasions now, been lurking on the edge of his area, and he's managed to disrupt Sevilla's play in the final third because of it. Really good goalkeeping so far from Kiko Casiri. Hasn't put a foot wrong.
A second change made by Sampaoli. Claudio Cranavite comes to replace Vicente Iborra, the former Atletico Madrid player. And an opportunity for him. He hasn't really had too many this season. Found it impossible to break into the Atletico Madrid first choice 11 last season. Here's Nasri. Sevilla playing with a bit more fluency in this second half. As well defended though by Casemiro once more. Down goes Cruz, and it's a free kick to Real Madrid as we near the 1 hour mark of this first leg cup tie. Zidane trying to actually influence the game there from the sideline.
Well, he knows that one more goal now, and that's basically good night Sevilla. I don't think they'll manage to come back and beat Real Madrid by the same scoreline down in Andalusia. The Real Madrid side that haven't lost for 38 games, including this one, aren't suddenly going to lose by 4-0. I very much doubt. However, he also knows that if Sevilla can get a goal back, or maybe even two, then it's a very, very different game.
Well, I think that's just an example of how well things are going for Madrid this season. The whistle's gone there, and James feels he deserves a free kick, but it's gone the other way. But yeah, certainly things going really nicely for Madrid. You might have thought, well, start of the new year after the long Christmas break that we've enjoyed here in Spain, with a game still to play, a game in hand in the league, two really tough ties against Sevilla. If you can put it to bed in the first one, you've done yourself and your players a huge favour.
Yeah, you certainly have. And
Vitolo goes down, and following through with a really firm challenge, Escudero. A little bit of frustration creeping in there, and the referee not impressed, certainly not impressed with the penalty appeal. Varane gets his legs a little bit tangled with Vitolo, who goes down easily, it has to be said.
Does really well there, Varane. Gets a toe on the ball, no question about it.
And that's the best view of all, isn't it? Free kick in the end to Madrid, and it's fallen for Asensio. Quickly feeds it out to Marcelo. It's intercepted by Mariano, won back by Asensio. Just so much fight in this Real Madrid side.
Well, there's fight and there's flair as well. That was pretty special from Asensio. He's such a skillful player.
Pretty special interception from Toni Kroos too, as Nzonzi tried to feed it through to Correa. Just the 50-50 balls, all of them going Real Madrid's way. Here's Luka Modric. Carvajal sprinting down the right. He looks up. He's got time to pick a man, and he picks the wrong one. Cranavite. There's one now, an opportunity perhaps for Nzonzi, but Carlos Joaquin Correa in an offside position, not even making an attempt to get to it.
Well, it's interesting watching the body language of the Sevilla players on that occasion. Specifically, Steven Nzonzi played that ball over the top, was expecting someone to run onto it. There was no one there, and you just saw him drop his shoulders.
Well, we're seeing this repetition again and again, Duncan, which makes me think somebody somewhere thinks it might be a controversial decision. I agree with you 100%. That's no penalty.
You've got to be careful as a defender when you do reach your leg between the striker's legs, but on that occasion he's just read it perfectly. He's a bit taller than Vitolo. He's seen exactly where the ball is. He knows he's going to get there ahead of Vitolo.
And Asensio with a bit of space now, cutting inside from the right flank onto his slightly favoured left foot. Modric back to Asensio. That's a good steal though, and an opportunity here for Correa, but Nacho so determined. Just got enough contact on the ball to play it back to Casilla. The fans are really appreciating this one. An early Three Kings Day present for the Real Madrid supporters, but they're right behind the side because they can see something we don't always see from Real Madrid. Such tremendous desire, such tremendous work rate.
Well, I think that's what's really improved under Zidane. I think Zidane has got these players fighting on the field of play, much like Pep Guardiola did when he came in at Football Club Barcelona. They just had those 2 horrific years with Rijkaard after winning in Paris against Arsenal. It all went downhill after that, and of course in his final year they finished 3rd, something you can't really imagine these days. And much the same, former Real Madrid players come in. This time it's Zidane, and he's just managed to change absolutely everything, and suddenly the players are fighting again, and it's a fiery looking Real Madrid side that want possession, want to win every challenge, want to score goals. Such a change from the team that he took over just over a year ago now. It was the beginning of January 2016, and what a year that was, 2016, finishing it in the best possible way with the FIFA Club World Cup title.
Free kick has been given for the challenge by Steven Nzonzi on Casemiro. Zidane, meanwhile, on the sidelines giving final instructions to Isco, who's going to come on for the remaining 25 minutes of this first leg tie. Cruz and James Rodriguez standing over this one. It looks like it's going to be the German, although he may just leave it for James. And it was Rafa Varane looking to add his 2nd goal of the evening. One back by James. Again, another example of the tremendous fight and determination these players are putting in. Lovely touch on to Nacho by Modric, who in the end wins a throw-in. And once again, Real Madrid have got Sevilla under the cosh.
They have, and as you say, it's every player that's putting in 100%. Every single player, and I suppose it's not surprising when you see the likes of James or Nacho chasing every single ball, or Marcos Asensio as well, because they're not the players that play week in, week out. However, it's every single player in the 11. Every single player is giving everything they've got, and that really is commendable, and it's the big change under Zidane.
Well, Asensio, the man to be replaced by Isco. The first change of the evening by Zinedine. Has called on him. He's always put 100% in, and I think for Zinedine Zidane that's absolutely crucial. Another good challenge there. Chance on the break. James, if he can keep it in play, which he will. He's got a bit of space. Mariano doing well to get back. Marcelo offering support. Now Cruz. Modric calling for it. Little flick on to Isco. His first touch, not the best. And a chance perhaps on the break too. Through Sergio Escudero for Sevilla. It's forced back. Nzonzi wide to Escudero.
I think the key, Simon, in this Real Madrid side is that every player in this squad knows that they're on the verge of doing something very special here. You know, since Zidane's arrived, basically everything he's touched has turned to gold, and every player wants to be a part of that. You know, at the moment, Barca aren't quite what they were under Pep Guardiola. Atletico Madrid aren't quite what they were a couple of seasons ago under Simeone, and Real Madrid are pretty much beating everyone they face. They're looking good at the Champions League. They're leading La Liga. Looks like they're going through to the next stage of the Cup. It's a fantastic opportunity for this squad of players to do something historic, to do something very, very important that this club haven't done for a while. And they could easily, I think, win the treble this season. The players aren't going to say it. You know, we hear them week in, week out say one game at a time, one competition at a time. But of course, every single Real Madrid fan, every single Real Madrid player is thinking about that treble this season.
That this could be the year. I think there has been Obviously, over the last decade, Real Madrid in the domestic competition have suffered. They haven't won more than a couple of leagues out of the last 9, I believe, is the... They
haven't won since 2012. They haven't won La Liga. That's a long time for this club.
It is, and it's a long time since they've dominated completely in Spain. Whereas Barcelona have had a couple of spells winning 3 or 4 leagues consecutively. Madrid can't say that. They've certainly got it in their curriculum in the past, but certainly this century, most of the success has come in European competition, especially the Champions League, of course. So the players are presumably thinking, we've got a chance, as you said, this year to try and do something like Barcelona did under Guardiola. Is it going to happen? Well, if it's ever going to happen, it's this time. Here's Isco, thinks about shooting, supported by James. James forced back by some good defending. Carvajal finds Modric. Toni Kroos wide to Marcelo. Marcelo gets away from Sarabia with ease. Can't get away from Mariano, though. But Casemiro was there to block instantly. Oh, what control from Marcelo. Here's Isco. The shot took a deflection. Absolutely sumptuous control there from Marcelo. What a match he's having tonight.
He really is. He's looking to the skies at the moment.
This
slightly frustrated, but yeah, what a game he's having, and he's really enjoying himself.
I think Steven Nzonzi himself would accept that is just sublime skill from Marcelo. Casemiro wins it. Comes to Modric. Here's Isco. Some neat skill from him. He lost his footing in the end, but I'll tell you what, you've suffered, you're against the ropes like Sevilla have been for 70 minutes, and when you can replace Asensio with a player like Isco, it doesn't really give you very much respite from the torment of facing this Real Madrid, especially in the Bernabeu right now.
And I think Isco's a cracking example of what we were talking about earlier, how these players want to be a part of this team at the moment. Isco had plenty of chances to leave Real Madrid over the summer, decided to stay and fight for his place, and it's because he really wants to stay and fight for his place. He's a player that wants to be playing week in, week out. I'm sure he'll have been frustrated he wasn't in the starting 11 tonight.
There's Morata. James outside him. James receives it just in the box. Forced back by a combination of Rami and Nzonzi. Madrid quite happy to start a patient build-up again. Toni Kroos, Casemiro. Modric back to Isco. And they're, don't want to say toying with a team of the quality of Sevilla, but certainly enjoying knocking the ball around, keeping possession, just frustrating the Andalusians.
Half, they've been outplayed from start to finish in this game. Here's the challenge from James once again. It's James sliding in, winning the ball back for Real Madrid. He's done that on I don't know how many occasions so far this evening. He's really impressed me, actually, as much defending and working as he has in attack, and he scored 2 goals. The first was an absolute peach.
Well, he's one of the players who has to really convince Zidane that he also wants to stay and fight. Obviously, players of the quality of James and Isco not getting the minutes they would ideally like. They're going to get offers, especially over the next month. But if they can show to Zidane that they want to form part of this project, then they're doing themselves some favours. This the first time, remember, this season that Madrid have the World Club Champions shield on their shirts, and well, that means quite a bit as well to a club player. It's given away. Toni Kroos got it on target, but straight down the throat of Sergio Rico. No problems for the Andalusian keeper.
Just struggled to dig it out from under his feet there, Toni Kroos. You saw what he was trying to do, of course, bend it in towards that far corner, but just got it stuck under his feet.
And the pressing from Madrid continues as Sevilla desperately try and play the ball out. All credit to Sevilla for not just hoofing it, but Madrid really working hard tonight. Every single player out there putting in a shift. James goes to put some pressure on Rico, who sends it long. Well controlled by Nasri. Now Mariano. Sarabia taking on Nacho. And the man waiting there, Casemiro. Now Toni Kroos gives it away to Correa. It's been impressive, Correa. There's Sarabia. It's been impressive in a game where Sevilla have struggled.
No, he's tried, hasn't he?
But he certainly hasn't given up, hasn't thrown in the towel.
No, and it's been an interesting battle between him and Nacho. We've seen that time and time again as we see this replay of the earlier Toni Kroos effort. But interesting just watching Jorge Sampaoli really conducting the play in his technical area. We saw that move just earlier where Sevilla spread it along the back line, then out to Sarabia, and every move Sampaoli was there with his arms showing his side exactly what they should be doing, and that really is an ideal way of showing the benefit of playing it from behind. They played it at the back, brought it out slowly, brought it to Sarabia. Sarabia's cross, and it could so easily have ended with a goal-scoring opportunity.
Well, I'm sure Sampaoli will be pleased that Madrid haven't extended their lead as Nasri takes this corner. It's Morata helping out, and finally the shot from Escudero, not too far away.
Really isn't. He's caught that really well on his left boot. He's got a wonderful left foot, Escudero. Scored some absolute corkers in the past. I remember one goal at Getafe, an absolute stunner from a long way out. That one not too far away.
He did well to keep it down, didn't he? And I think probably might have just clipped the top of the bar had it been on target. But this is what Sevilla need to do. They've held on well in this second half, and if they can just steal a goal, it gives them a glimmer of hope for next week's second leg. But they also have to keep the calm at the back and not give Madrid too many occasions. Driven in low, Kiko Casilla. Everything he's had to do tonight, he's done well.
Spot on, yeah, looked really, really good. Had an excellent season, of course, at Espanyol, or a couple of seasons. For a while, was one of the best keepers in La Liga. That's why Real Madrid wanted to sign him. He's not playing as much as perhaps he'd have liked to play, but he's a very, very good goalkeeper.
Well, Danilo is going to be the next substitution made by Zidane, presumably for Carvajal, he's also done well, Danilo, when he's been called upon. Carvajal was out injured for a few games earlier on in the season. There he is now. Just has been overall a team performance from Real Madrid. That's not something we always say.
It's the first time this season, Simon, where I've watched Sevilla and I've seen a very average side. They've impressed me so much.
Yeah.
From the first time they played against Real Madrid in the European Super Cup, where they so nearly won the competition, to just about every La Liga game they've played. But tonight they've just been average from start to finish. They haven't been anywhere near Real Madrid.
Yeah, they have been overwhelmed at occasions. I mean, they've enjoyed the last 5 minutes or so, putting a bit of pressure on their hosts, but 5 minutes or so and 77 have gone, and Madrid looking so comfortable out there. Casemiro finding Nacho. Here's Isco. Nacho somehow finding Casemiro, who can try a shot from here. Just seemed to take it a little bit too long there. Saw that nobody was closing him down, and I think the thought of having a go maybe just got to him a bit, because that he was trying to place it into the top corner. Placed it into the top row.
It was almost like he was thinking, oh, I don't want to have to shoot. Someone make a run for me. Didn't have any options, so he almost had to.
Well, it's James who's being taken off and replaced by Danilo, as Zidane decides that the Colombian superstar deserves a standing ovation and deserves to enjoy it. And well, Zidane will be delighted with the way James has responded tonight, no doubt about that. 2 goals. Some people will continue to question the penalty, but the execution of said penalty, absolutely brilliant. And it's Danilo da Silva who comes on for the final 11 minutes in his place.
Really, really good game by James Rodriguez, as good as I've seen him play. His all-round performance, his work rate, his battling, his tackling, his defending, fighting for the ball, as well as his goal, which was so well taken. It was the first real sniff of goal that Real Madrid had. Brilliant interception by Casemiro, and he snapped it up. Rodriguez, he was straight on it and bent it with that stunning left foot into the bottom corner. Wonderful game from James Rodriguez. He'll be very, very happy with the way he's played.
Here's Isco on the ball as another Sevilla attack breaks down. Isco just seems to have so much time to make up his mind what to do. Danilo's first touch, he gets it back straight away from Carvajal. Here's Modric. Casemiro. Such a stabilising force in central midfield for Real Madrid. Morata loses it, but the whistle goes. The foul committed by Adil Rami. And we're inside the final 10 minutes. Well, James has done himself some favours there, even in the extreme situation that Madrid decide to answer one of his potential suitors over the transfer window. Presumably that helps as a kind of advertisement for his quality tonight, doesn't it? We haven't seen too many of them this season. Steven Nzonzi for Sevilla. Again, good pressing this time from Danilo. Escudero. Back to Nzonzi. Sarabia wanting it. Vitolo choosing instead to try and take on Danilo and winning a free kick. Can Sevilla grab something from this game? Certainly, I think if they were to do so, Madrid would be kicking themselves, because they have been clearly dominating. They're just giving the impression of having taken the foot off the accelerator a little bit recently. Correa has been taken off by Sampaoli, replaced by Wissam Ben Yedder, and an opportunity for him in these closing minutes to try and grab some glory. Scored a hat-trick in the last round of the Cup, but he wasn't playing against Real Madrid. Isco on the break. Still Isco. Winning a free kick and earning himself a yellow card there. Sergio Escudero. Quite a cynical challenge. And another change. On comes young Mariano Diaz. So impressive in that second leg of the previous round. And he's got 8 minutes to show himself off to the Bernabeu once again to replace Alvaro Morata. Again, given a standing ovation, and again I think Duncan thoroughly deserved what a shift he's put in tonight.
Yeah, he's put in a shift. He has put in a shift, Alvaro Morata.
Hasn't always been perhaps on his best form, especially with the few chances he did have, but no doubting his work ethic tonight. Here's Luka Modric. Carvajal enjoying the fact that Danilo's behind him. He can play more or less as an out-and-out winger now for the last few minutes. Marcelo on the ball. Isco gets the cross in. And Spectacular attempt there by Mariano with his first touch.
Well, he did really well, didn't he? I'm not quite sure how he did it.
Well, just brilliant reflexes, and getting that on target is really something.
Very impressive. It would have been some goal if he'd managed to loop it over the keeper and into the far corner.
There's Samir Nasri. Escudero. Now Mercado leaves it for Nzonzi. Sevilla must be thinking, well, they haven't scored so far in the second half. We've still got 6 or 7 minutes to go. Can we just pull one back and give ourselves a slight chance for the second leg in front of our own fans?
Look at all those white shirts around the ball, though. They're so difficult to break down this Real Madrid team because they're so well disciplined and well organised under Zidane. They cover the space brilliantly, and it's just very difficult to break them down and move forward. That's why we've seen Sevilla so rarely in the Real Madrid half. They've gone now from right to left. Look how difficult it is to break down this Real Madrid side. One long ball forward, and it's with the goalkeeper.
A decent run, though, from Wissam Ben Yedder to get into the box. But the advantage always to Kiko Casilla. Now it's Madrid on the break. Casemiro, what a brilliant ball through. Danilo with a chance to make it 4. Didn't quite strike it. What an astonishing pass that was, though. Almost a toe poke from Casemiro. Perfectly weighted. And Madrid looking closer to 4-0 than Sevilla to pull one back.
Yeah, brilliant pass. Absolutely sensational from Casemiro. With the toe or the outside of the boot, but just the perfect weight and the perfect direction as well, dissecting that Sevilla defence. Look at that, absolutely brilliant.
Well, Real Madrid going close to making it 4. It was Danilo the chance fell to, and still they come at Sevilla. It'll be a throw to the Andalusians, however. Just over 4 minutes of regulation time left on the clock. Mariano with the throw. Nasri. Again, the pressing making life so hard for Sevilla. On this occasion, the whistle goes for a foul by Nacho. Nasri will want to take it quickly. No, he won't. Unable to do so. Nzonzi. Now Mariano. Ben Yedder back to Nzonzi. Nasri again. Haven't seen too much of Nasri this evening. There's Nzonzi. Danilo there to intercept. Carvajal back to Casilla, who even then really didn't want to just hoik it out, but preferred to play it out. This time it hasn't quite worked. Decent pass from Vitolo. Again, well defended by Dani Carvajal. It'll be a Sevilla throw, though. Quickly taken, here's Vitolo. Nasri gets it back from Sarabia. Nasri trying to get away from Danilo. He's got Escudero behind him. Nasri again. This is better from Sevilla, and it's coming from the boots of Nasri, and the final ball just let him down. Neat individual skills from the Frenchman. The final pass was poor.
Yeah, that sums up Sevilla a little bit. The few times they have managed to create chances, which few and far between, they just haven't had that cutting edge. They haven't had that quality in the final third, which we all know they have, of course, but it hasn't been there tonight. It's been a slow start to the new year by Jorge Sampaoli's side. And Real Madrid have started 2017 as they ended 2016, playing very well indeed.
Nacho Fernandez to Toni Kroos, who finds Isco. Got away from Isco there. Sarabia. Vitolo wins a free kick. Casemiro, the guilty party. To the final 90 seconds before we see how much extra time will be added. I can't see more than 3 really for the substitutions. And Zonzi, Nasri. And again, Sevilla's attack breaking down. Nasri looks up. And Zonzi. Poked away by Rafa Varane. Rami playing it back to Rico under pressure from Mariano, who is making life so tough for Rami. Rami could well be saying to Mariano, look, there's only 30 seconds left, give me a break. But Mariano absolutely determined to have an impact on the game. Marcelo somehow getting the cross in, and Danilo will be penalised for handball. But Cranavita just, I'm sure, couldn't believe that with 15 seconds to go, Danilo was storming in to make life hard for him there.
Yeah, he made a 50-yard run, hadn't he, to try and get on the end of that cross, which he had no right to get on the end of, and make things difficult for the defenders, which is exactly what he did. It was a clear handball in the end, but yeah, another example of how much this Real Madrid side wants it.
Well, a free kick has been given by Varane, and once again Madrid's pressing means that Sevilla are forced backwards. Isco being spoken to by the referee for that challenge, but although, as you can see from the images there, a lot of the fans have already left the Bernabeu, none of them will be with any recriminations for the effort the team's put in tonight. Meanwhile, here's Ben Yedder. It's fallen to Nasri. This is dangerous. Again, Nasri's final pass was poor and gave Vitolo too much to do. And Dani Carvajal was there to clear things out. 3 minutes have been added. The first of them has already been played.
Disappointing from Nasri, because he's been class this season. He's been absolute class. Both him and Steven Nzonzi have been standout players, not just at Sevilla, but in the whole of the division. You could add Vitolo to that list as well, and he's been disappointing tonight as well. They just haven't quite been at the races, Sevilla. That man will be bitterly disappointed with the way his side have played. He came here with such high hopes. He talked up Sevilla's chances in the pre-match interviews and press conferences, but they've been well short of what Jorge Sampaoli would have expected.
Rami volleying it back towards Sergio Rico, and once again it's Mariano showing his youthful enthusiasm there. 23 years of age, about the time when players are starting to think, I've got to get out of the Real Madrid reserve side, and if I can't get into the first team, it's going to be leaving, packing the bags and going. But Zidane's certainly giving him confidence and opportunities. It's down to him now to see if he can take them. Well won there by Nacho. It falls to Marcelo. Isco helping out. Gets away from Cranavita and Ben Yedder amongst others. Isco again. And it'll be a Real Madrid throw-in with 30 seconds still to go. A disappointed Jorge Sampaoli there. Surely there's no way back for Sevilla from a 3-0 defeat.
Very, very difficult indeed. As we mentioned before, this Real Madrid side will now have gone 38 games unbeaten. It'll probably be 39 by then after their league meeting with Granada. So for a side on that kind of run to lose 3 or 4-0, almost impossible.
Modric just a little bit confused as to his plans there. Isco, but it doesn't matter because the final whistle has gone, and in the Santiago Bernabeu, the first leg of the Copa del Rey last 16 clash, The final score, Real Madrid 3, Sevilla 0.
Thanks for joining us here in the Copa del Rey round of 16. Real Madrid with a rather easy win here in the first leg. 3-0 is your final score over Sevilla.